Good morning. So we are starting our new novel today, The Giver. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be fun. Thanks, Gabby. So, The Giver is told from the perspective of an 11-year-old boy named Jonas, and there's something kind of unusual, actually really unusual, about where Jonas lives. So I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you, but I want you to be paying attention as we read to what's going on in Jonas's town. So, tracking the aim, set agenda board, please. This is the wrong aim. Can someone read the aim for us, please?
Describe setting in...
Mark 1. I need you to wait to be called on. You, can you read the aim for us, please?
Students will be able to describe the setting in chapter 1 of I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
Of The Giver. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Chapter 1 of The Giver. Okay, so before we do anything else, I want to set up our paper for note-taking. So when I say go, please take out a pen, a blank piece of paper, and make your paper look exactly like mine. Go. Jenny's already there. Gabby, I need you to get into it. You's almost done. You have done?
Mm-hmm.
And eyes on me in 3, 2, 1, slanting on me. Gabby, I need your eyes. Okay, so today we're going to practice analyzing the setting. When I say go, please get out your books. More, just put a pencil down. Please get out your books and turn to page 1, chapter 1 of The Giver. Hold it up in the air when you're ready to go. Mark 1 is already ready. Looking good, Mark 1. All right, Gabby's got it. You's got it. Waiting on a couple more. And we're ready to go. So, everyone has a pen in hand. You'll be tracking along on the text as we read. I would like Maura to start for us, please.
It was almost December and...
You? That's a demerit. Go ahead, Maura.
It was almost December and Jonas was beginning to be frightened. No, wrong word, Jonas thought. Frightened meant that deep, sickening feeling of something terrible about to happen. Frightened was the way he had felt a year ago when an unidentified aircraft had overflown the community twice.
Pick up, Gabby.
He had seen it both times. Squinting.
Hold on a second, Gabby. Move your hands off your face, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Squinting toward the sky, he had seen the sleek jet, almost a blur at its high speed, go past, and a second later heard the blast of the sound that followed. Then, one more time, a moment later from the opposite direction, the same plane. At first, he had only been fascinated. He had never seen aircraft so close, for it was against the rules for pilots to fly over the community. Occasionally, when supplies were delivered by cargo planes to the landing field across the river, the children rode their bicycles to the riverbank and watched. Intrigued.
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 Hold on a second, Gabby. Jenny, that's a demerit. I need you to be silent. Go ahead.
Intrigued, the unloading and then the takeoff directed to the west, always away from the community.
Pause. Slanting on me. Have 1. I have Gabby. And we're ready to go. Okay, so in those first 2 paragraphs, there's already a couple of important things to notice about the setting. So, can you tell us what month we're in, please?
November.
Yes, we are in November. And how do you know we're in November?
Almost December.
Almost December, exactly. And November is the month before December. So, I have written November on my brain frame and I have put it in a nice circle. I would like all of you to copy that down, please. Gabby's already got it. Looking good, you. Circle, please. Thank you. Okay, so, another important thing. What's going on with airplanes in this community, Marquand?
They are not allowed to fly over the top.
They are not allowed to fly over. Everyone copying this down as well. planes not allowed to fly over. Is Gabby writing? Putting that in a circle too. Eyes on me in 3, 2, 1. Slanting on me. Alright, have everyone. So, now what we need to do is think a little bit about these two things that we just wrote down. We need to do some analysis. Because if you remember, our aim is to identify unusual features of the setting, not just any features of the setting. So, I'm going to do a little think aloud for you here. And go through my thought process in determining whether these things are unusual or usual. Lauren, I need your pen down right now. Tracking me. Thank you. November, first detail. That seems pretty normal to me. We have a November. My birthday's in November. So I'm not going to bother with that right now. Let's go to the next one. Planes are not allowed to fly over. Huh. That might be a little weird. We see planes over Boston every day. I saw planes over New York when I used to live there. So I think I'm going to add a star next to planes not allowed to fly over, because that's something that seems a little unfamiliar to me. Like that Maura got right to writing that down. Okay, so now that we've done this, does everyone see what I just did there? I paused, thank you Gabby, paused in my reading. I wrote down some details about the setting, bless you. I spent a minute or two thinking about them to see what was familiar, what wasn't familiar, and I starred the ones that were not familiar. So now we're going to transition to the guided practice section of our lesson and do this together. So we're going to get right back to our reading. You remember we just read that Jonas is thinking about an incident with an airplane that happened last year. And right now I want you to be paying super, uber close attention to the setting, because I'm going to be calling on some of you, watch out, calling on some of you to share out things that you've noticed. So, going back to control the game, remember, pencils in hand, following along as we go. Jenny, can you pick up for us please at "But the aircraft"?